Hey y'all, good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. You're tuning in to Trucking with Rod. And today, I'm going to talk about the question I get asked the most. And that is, how did I get started trucking? It's kind of a long story. And I'll try my best to make it as condensed and, less time consuming as possible. But basically, like I told y'all before, I got my CDL in August of 2020. It's 2022, so I'm almost 2 years in now. I'll give you the backstory, and then I'll give you how I got here to, get my CDL. So, after high school, 2010, I graduated high school. I went to FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. For those who don't know, HBCU, and I was really fucking around when I went to college. I didn't care about school, grades, none of that. Like, I was really fucking with some other shit. Like, I was really trying to, I was trapping. So, I went to college. I tried to do the college thing for maybe like a year. I was passing some of the classes, flunking some of the other classes. I was too busy chasing girls, partying, smoking, and all that kind of shit. And I was like, man, I just want to smoke for free. So I just started selling weed, and it progressed into me actually being a real trapper, like legit. Like, I done got shot, niggas done got robbed, all that kind of stuff. Like, I done been through the typical, stereotypical things that you go through when you selling drugs. I did it. So I was selling weed in college. It led to me doing other things. I met my daughter's mother in college as well, and we was on and off, on again, off again the whole time type deal. Fast forward, I ended up flunking out of college, and I was like trapping real hard with my plug, and he gave me an opportunity to move to California with him. My baby mom at the time, she was still in college. I moved to California. We did the long distance thing. I was going back and forth because all my employees, they were in Tallahassee and Florida in general. So I would go back and forth checking on her at the time, as well as running my business, illegitimate business. So fast forward, she ended up getting pregnant, maybe a year after I got to California. And I had just signed a lease for a new apartment, maybe like a month after I moved. Let me rephrase that. I just signed a lease. I was staying in there for a month, and she had got pregnant. So I knew I wasn't gonna be able to finish the lease in California. So because she was living in Florida, all our support systems is in Florida. Her mom, my stepdad, my brother, her parents, her grandparents, just all our support was in Florida. And I just didn't want to have my daughter growing up knowing that her dad was a drug dealer. Like, that wasn't me. So I gave it up pretty much. Like, I actually took a couple L's, and I didn't really give it up. I got ran out of the game. Like, people ran off on me. One of my employees, shall I say, ended up getting arrested with all my work. So I crapped out. Shit, I couldn't pass go. I ain't had $200. I didn't have enough money to re-up. So I moved back home. And I actually moved in with my daughter's mother's parents, waiting on our daughter to be born. And that's kind of when I decided that I needed to figure something else out. So I was working dead-end jobs. I think I worked at a call center. I did customer service for Airbnb and some kind of fire alarm company, something, Safe Lock or something like that. They do fire alarms, fire extinguishers, safes. I would do customer service for that. And it just wasn't fulfilling at all. And on top of that, me and my daughter's mother end up breaking up. We moved out of her parents' crib. We got our own apartment. We lived together for a little bit while I was working at Airbnb in the other spot I just told you about. We moved out of the apartment once the lease was up, and we went our separate ways. Then I had to move back to Michigan, which is where I'm born originally. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I had to move back in with my dad, me and my 2 dogs. Had to move back in with my dad, and I had to kind of like start from scratch. So when I moved back with my dad, I was working a million jobs. I'm talking a million jobs. And this is where it kind of transitions to me figuring out about getting my CDL. So my main source of income was working at Best Buy, the Geek Squad. And it wasn't me fixing the computers or nothing like that. I was actually hauling like fridges, stoves, washers, dryers, microwaves, stuff like that. Just household appliances. You would come to Best Buy, you would buy your appliances. When it was time to get delivered, I would be the person to bring them in. I would take the old appliances out. So if you had an old stove or old washer, all that kind of stuff, I would take that out and, and I would install a new one. And all day, me and my partner, we would be riding in a big ass box truck. It was the biggest truck you could drive without needing a CDL. I think it was like a 26-footer or something like that. We would drive this big old truck every day. And it just kind of dawned on me, like, maybe I should drive trucks. You know what I'm saying? So the whole 6 months, I'm learning the game, and I keep having this intuition in my head, like, yo, you should really get your CDL. You should get your CDL. In the meantime, between time, I'm working Best Buy. I was stocking the grocery stores. I was doing Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. Man, I was doing janitorial work. I was doing anything I could do to get back on my feet so that I could reestablish myself and move back home to Florida, be closer to my daughter, and figure something else out. I didn't necessarily hop on getting my CDLs right then and there, but like I told you, it always dawned on me. So I want to say August of 2019 to February of 2020, I was living with my dad. I got enough money saved up to get an apartment back in Florida. Me and my daughter's mother were still broken up at the time. I moved back to Florida, and I was still working dead-end jobs. I was doing Amazon warehouse, Amazon. I was delivering packages for Amazon. I transferred my job, stocking groceries at Walmart. I let the Best Buy gig go because I couldn't transfer my job, and I was just like, man, this shit is just whack, bro. Like, I don't want to do this. And then, like I told you, it always was in the back of my mind, like, you should just get your CDL. You should just get your CDL. So from February to, I want to say July, I'm working these dead-end jobs. And backtracking a little bit, before I moved back to Florida, one of my best friends, his name's Jackie, I went to high school with him. He had been driving trucks for a while, and I tapped in with him, asked him for some advice, like, yo, should I go ahead and get my CDL, da-da-da-da-da. He's like, yeah, bro, do that shit. It's worth it. It's a sacrifice, but it's worth it. So, I just had that intuition in the back of my mind, like I needed my CDLs. Then I had him giving me the support, like, to go get them. And moved back to Florida, like I told you, and, worked all those other odd jobs. Wasn't fulfilling, wasn't feeling like I had a sense of purpose. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't really too confident. I was just at a pretty low point in my life, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with the breakup of me and my daughter's mother. Like, extremely heartbroken. It was probably like literally the worst time of my life. Like, the hardest thing I ever had to go through was just, going from trapping to working dead end. Like, going from trapping, making hella money, hella money to work in a dead end job, like, cause back when I was trapping, I was like, I never work a job. Fuck that. I'm way better than a job, nigga. Fuck a job. Yada yada yada. And from going from that to working for minimum wage, damn near, and you know, just taking a big lifestyle change, it was really an adjustment, and it was really a depressing time for me in my life. So anyway, I quit all my jobs and I said I'm about to go for it. I signed up for CDL school while I was working all these jobs, and I kept pushing it off. They'll call me, they're like, you ready to come to class this week? I'm like, no, I got something else to do. I think I did that 3 or 4 times until the lady in enrollment, she was like, look, man, you got a class, it starts July, I want to say like right after the July 4th or something. So she was like, it started right after the 4th of July. If you're not here, I'm taking you off the list. You keep pushing it back, you keep postponing it, you holding up the line for other people. If you say no again, I'm gonna take you off the list. You got to get back to the bottom of the list if you ever want to come here, and you have to, you know, you got to start from there. So I was like, all right, trust me, I'll be there. I'm not gonna waste your time no more. Quit all my jobs. Thankfully, we was getting that unemployment assistance because I still had rent to pay. I still had a car note. I still had bills. And I had to take off a month for work. Like I had to go to CDL school. It was from 6 to 6 with an hour break every day for 3 weeks. So, it was like it would have been a conflict of interest if I was to work my jobs and still, you know what I'm saying, go to CDL school. I still had to be a dad at that too, so you got to add that on top of it. So I quit all my jobs. I went to CDL school, and I took the driving test twice. I failed the first time. I was about to give up. I was crying. I was frustrated. I needed to get back to work. I was ready to hop in the truck and get to the money so that I could catch up on my bills that I was running behind on because I quit my jobs to go to CDL school. Ended up passing the second time, and then I went to this company called Trans Am, but I call them Trans Scam because it's a fucking scam if you go there. So if you work at Trans Am and you're watching this, get you a better job. Unless you done messed up your license or something, then, you know, stay there because ain't nobody else gonna take you. But I went to this job called Trans Am, and they just shot your boy out. Like, I think I rode around in their yard, and mind you, I'm fresh out of CDL school. I don't know how to back the truck up. I don't know about ELD or hours or recaps or, you know, trip planning or nothing like that. Like, it's like, here's the keys. This load has to be here, be there. You know what I mean? I didn't know about sliding my tandems. And forgive me if y'all don't know what none of this stuff means. You know, it's all trucker lingo. Truckers, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, it's okay. I'll explain that in a further video. But basically, I went in there, green behind the ears, didn't know nothing, assed out. And I think I got in like 2 accidents in the same week. Like, I was good for the first 2 weeks. I think I got a paycheck. I was able to catch up on a little bit of my bills. And then I hit like a light pole, knocked that shit over. And then I was in the parking lot and I hit somebody's front bumper and ripped half of it off with my DOT bumper. So they let me go. Well, they said that, excuse me, I could either quit and they wouldn't put the incidents on my DAC report, or they could fire me and they're going to put the preventable accidents on my DAC report. So I was like, no problem, I'll quit, walk away with this clean slate. I had to call my truck driving school and figure out where else I was going to go. I found this company called Well Companies. It's in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I'm thankful that I did find it, because when I did, they bought me a ticket to come up there, and I had to train with them. I had to stay there for 2 months in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So from September to the week before Thanksgiving, I was in Wisconsin learning actually how to do the things that I just named. Learning about trip planning, learning about logs, learning how to slide the tandems, learning how to backing up in the docks. You know what I'm saying? Actually being on local deliveries with another person to, you know, get my experience up. Then they sent me out with a trainer for like 10 days. And he like kind of tweaked the last things I needed to get tweaked. And then they gave me the keys, and I've been rolling ever since. I'm not at that company anymore, but you know, I am very thankful for them, because if I never went there, I'll still be green behind the ears. I wouldn't know none of the stuff that I know now. And yeah, man, it was really just an uphill battle. But yeah, basically, man, in a nutshell, I mean, that's really the end of the story. That's how I got from, you know, college to trapping, working dead-end jobs, to just saying, go for it, get your CDL. So if you're watching this, because like I said, this channel is for people who want to get in the industry. You know, I'm not against anybody that want to support me, but this channel is specifically for people who are hesitating to get your CDLs, people who are thinking about doing it and want to know firsthand from somebody who's doing it, you know, what it's like. And it's a very fulfilling job that comes with a lot of sacrifices. If you know what I'm saying, you got family and all that stuff, like, you got to really put that into perspective, because you will be away from your family, you will be away from your kid or your kids, or you know, your loved ones or your friends. Your social life is going to change. You know what I'm saying? This is for y'all who are trying to figure out if this is something that you want to do. And I just wanted to give my testimony and give my story to you guys, so you know, you could kind of know what to expect. It's not an easy journey. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I had to break the lease to my apartment that I had just moved into, moving back from Michigan. I think I lived in that apartment probably like 7 months, man. You know what I'm saying? So I broke 2 leases. The lease in California and the lease that I had when I moved back to Tampa. And yeah, you know, it's like, it's a big sacrifice, but I'm gonna end it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feeling it. Let me know what you want to see more of or less of. And I just really appreciate you. But like I said, this is for you. If you want to know what it's like to get in this industry, this is for y'all. This is for people who is actually in the industry or want to get in the industry. But y'all have a good day. Don't forget to read your Bibles. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Stay covered in God's grace, or whatever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? No matter what religion. But we're going to end it there. And I appreciate y'all time. Thank you.